2,000 years ago, the ancient cities of the Greco-Roman world were bustling centers of commerce, empire, and radical inequality. In this environment, a distinct philosophical observation emerged regarding human misery. The premise was straightforward. We suffer because we operate under the psychological delusion that we actually control the world around us. We tether our happiness to variables that are highly unstable. We tie it to physical health, our financial wealth, our social reputation, and the unpredictable actions of others. A philosopher named Epictetus proposed a logical solution to this vulnerability called the Dichotomy of Control. The Dichotomy of Control is the principle that all things in life can be divided into exactly two categories: things that are entirely up to us and things that are not. Epictetus labeled that second category externals. Externals include everything outside of your own mind: your possessions, your physical body, and your social status. They are governed by fortune, degrading over time, much like rusting iron. When you demand that these external, unstable elements conform to your wishes, you hand over your autonomy to them. Desiring uncontrollable things binds you to the whims of chance. It is a self-imposed form of slavery. But the other side of the dichotomy contains the faculties that are completely up to us. These are our internal operations, our opinions, our specific desires, and our aversions. They are perfectly self-contained, smooth and impenetrable, like solid quartz. True freedom, then, requires a cognitive detachment from the unpredictable iron of the external world, choosing instead to reside exclusively within the invulnerable quartz of your own mind. We can see this philosophy applied practically at Nicopolis, a communication hub on the Adriatic coast, where Epictetus eventually established his own school. Epictetus understood the limits of physical autonomy better than most. He spent his early life enslaved in Rome, and a severe injury during that time left him permanently lame. Yet, while his masters owned his physical body, they never possessed his mind. He identified the true self as something he termed prohairesis. Prohairesis translates roughly to volition, or the faculty of choice, representing your core moral character and decision-making center. Under this framework, your identity is not your physical form. Epictetus referred to the body dismissively as cleverly molded clay, a fragile, indifferent vessel that simply carries the prohairesis through the physical world. The sole function of this rational faculty is to receive impressions from the outside, examine them, and independently judge whether they are true or false, good or bad, without any external interference. By its very nature, prohairesis is completely unimpeded. A tyrant can throw your body in prison or confiscate your wealth, but it is physically impossible for any external force to compel your mind to make a choice against its own will. This diagram illustrates assent, weighing external power against internal judgment to filter our reactions. When something happens, say losing a job, the common error is dropping massive weight onto the external event. But Stoic ethics classifies all external circumstances as indifferent, holding zero intrinsic moral value. Psychological invulnerability is reached when a person applies this math to their own life. If you assign zero value to the external world, you will see that you can never be harmed by its loss. The culmination of this training leads to a psychological state known as apatheia. Apatheia does not mean unfeeling numbness or apathy in the modern sense. Rather, it is an absolute freedom from irrational, turbulent, and destructive passions. The universe guarantees a constant, chaotic flow of disease, betrayal, and disaster. This external environment will never cease its motion, acting exactly like a hostile, freezing river pounding against everything in its path. A properly disciplined mind mirrors the granite boulder. It does not attempt to fight the current or stop the water from flowing. It simply exists, completely stable, as the chaos passes harmlessly around it. The external world will always be hostile, unpredictable, and largely indifferent to your preferences. But your internal suffering is a choice. Fate is external. It is fixed. But your reaction to that fate, the way you process the world through your own volition, is the only thing you will ever truly own.